Hey guys, how are you doing? Hopefully you're having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys something that I'm pretty excited about. As some of you guys may have noticed, last year I picked up big swim bait fishing. It's something I never thought I'd get into. I kind of dipped my toes into it last year and bam, this happened. But I recently just picked up a new combo for some heavier baits, and I am ready to hit the water for this pike and bass season. And today's video, I'm going to show you guys my big swim bait arsenal, I guess, my big swim bait collection. I'm pretty proud of it. I know a lot of you guys have been interested in this whole thing ever since I kind of started doing it. I've been getting a lot of questions. I've been getting a lot of you guys sending in photos of bass and pike on big swim baits, which is absolutely amazing, especially here in Ontario, Canada, where it's definitely not a big thing. And so I figured I'd kind of show you guys what I'll be using this year as of right now. A lot of these swim baits I have used before last year, but I'm a little ashamed to say that I did spend a lot of money this winter and spring on new swim baits that I have yet to use. I obviously won't be, talking too much about them just because I haven't used them. But yeah, hopefully you guys will kind of get an idea of what works where, what I kind of like, especially if you guys are here in Ontario, to see what may work. And I mean, other than that, let's get right into it. Start off really strong, very, very strong. This bait came in last week. I have had my eyes on this bait forever. It's a staple bait. It's a staple bait. I've had my eyes on it forever. I was just waiting for the right color to show up at the right time, at the right price, and that is what happened. Here is my first Depths 175. It is an OG, so it has the foam body and the silicone skin in Bloody Carp, I believe it's called. Wow, I'm going to butcher all of these names. I'm so sorry, guys. I'll leave everything linked down below, though. But, yeah, that's my first Depths 175. It's the OG glide bait. I use a lot of glide baits. I figured I'd give this guy a go. I'm not going to be fishing it in pike water or anything like that, so hopefully I end up keeping this bait for a very, very long time, but I've yet to use it. This color is absolutely beautiful. It's the one I wanted, and it finally popped up for a decent price, so I had to pick it up. Before I get into this any further, most of my swim baits I have actually bought off Swimbait Universe. It's a Facebook group that you guys can join, and a lot of guys, especially from the States, will buy and trade on there. So a lot of times that's where I pick up my baits. Some of them I have bought direct, some of them I have bought through stores, but this guy came from New York. So that's my first steps, and I cannot wait to throw this. I'm not going to be throwing it till bass season though, just because I don't want any pike teeth in that silicone skin. But moving on, let's get into the box, into the swim bait box. I kind of have it organized in more swim baits, glide baits, and then soft plastic baits, along with like some leader tying stuff, some crimps and all that kind of stuff, some extra tails. But let's start off with the soft plastics and work our way up to the swim baits. So first off, this was my first swim bait, like 100% my first bigger swim bait. It's a Mag Slow. As you guys can see, Megabass Mag Slow 6-inch. It's really, really small. It only weighs like half an ounce or maybe just below an ounce or something like that. So I haven't really used it too much. I haven't caught a fish on it yet either. But it's a really, really pretty bait that I'll probably actually tie on for opener this year, just because I really do want to catch a fish on it. Next up, we have the Mag Draft, which I have caught a lot of fish on. I actually ended up using some Mendits to fix up some holes and some tears I had in it. It's a 6-inch Mag Draft in a natural, trout color. I don't know any of these colors names, I'm sorry guys, but again, I'll leave everything down below. I have caught a lot of fish on it. They actually just came out with the Mag Draft body and without the internal hook system, so you guys can rig it weedless and rig it with a top hook and kind of stuff. But amazing action. I do think I'm going to pick up an 8-inch eventually, but I did buy some Megabass Spark Shads, which I think I'll be using a lot more, the 7-inch at least. So good little bait, a lot of fish, pretty much the Senko of swim baits. We have two more soft plastic swim baits that are in this box. A Savage Gear swim bait in a natural trout color. Again, I do have a little trailer rigged up, as you guys can see, I made myself. But I bought this guy for pike intentionally. It's like 15 bucks. I figured, you know, why not give it a go? I might end up using it for bass as well, but main purpose of this guy is to use for some pike. It's 8 inches, probably about 3 ounces or so, and this guy is going to be tied on this weekend for some pike for sure. And last but not least, in the soft swim bait realm, HUD 68 special. 6-inch body, 8-inch tail, or the tail from the 8-inch bait, ROF5, so it's a little slower sinking in the natural trout color. I haven't used it yet, I just got it. But now we're going to be moving on to glide baits. Now a lot of these glide baits I have used. This is my first ever glide bait. Again, more of a beginner glide bait, I guess you could say. It's the River to Sea S-Waver 168 in, again, a natural trout color. I've caught a lot of fish on this bait. My first glide bait fish came off this bait. Really, really easy to fish. Has a nice, you know, quick action to it. Would work really, really well around brush and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of guys do very, very well on this bait. I have done very, very well on this bait. And there's a bigger size, a 200 size as well, that I may end up picking up for a nice beater pike, because again, it's not that expensive compared to some of the other baits out there. Ooh, baby, this guy's nice. The tail is in the box, but this is the Gangcraft 178 slow sink in American Perch, I believe it's called. Just picked this guy up as well, so I haven't used it yet, but I know a lot of guys in Ontario and in the northern parts of the states that do very, very well with smallmouth on these baits right here. So that's why I picked it up specifically for smallmouth fishing, and I cannot wait to catch some fish on it. It's a really, really, really pretty bait. Ooh, and then we have 2 of these guys. This is the same bait. These are both the Megabass iSlide 185, I believe it is. 185, 175, 185. But this one is in Amiago, I believe it's called. This one is in Matte Rainbow. I have caught a lot of fish on this guy right here. No big fish yet, but I did end up catching a lot of fish. I've had a muskie or a pike. I couldn't really see absolutely explode on it as well, but I did not end up catching that. It has a magnetic system here, as you guys can see. I do think I do end up losing a lot more fish because of it, or end up not hooking as many fish because of it, but it is a lot more weedless, so I do fish it around weed edges and that kind of stuff. The matte black or the matte rainbow, I have fished less than this one, but I have had a couple, you know, nice sized smallmouth on this color right here. So same baits. I actually have a piece of lead strip on here, as you guys can see. This bait likes to float in. Okay, so bass season is open during the spring, summer, fall, late spring, summer, fall, where water temperatures are pretty high. And in higher water temperatures, these guys like to float up really fast. So what I've done is actually added a lead weight or lead strip to the bottom of the bait, just so it's a little bit more neutral in the water. I don't really like floating glide baits at all. So that's the reason for that right there. So the action is a little bit different. The glide is a little bit different, but you know, I figured I'd give it a go, and I kind of like it so far. So we'll see how that goes this year. But pretty staple baits, not that expensive either, and definitely for sure catch fish. Oh, and for the Megabass iSlides, make sure you guys buy spare tails, because I have lost a lot of these tails so far. They like to, you can either glue them in. I don't like storing the baits with the tails, so I take them out, but I have lost 2 already, just this one summer, so make sure you guys do that. Next up for glide baits, we got the Jackal Downs Swimmer 220 SP, slow float right there. Again, the tail's in the box, but just pick this guy up for pike fishing, so I've yet to use it. I know a lot of guys, it's not really talked about too much, this bait. I'm not quite sure why there isn't more hype around it, but everyone that has mentioned this bait has said that it absolutely slays, so it's going to be a pike killer this spring for sure. And not really a glide bait unless you really want it to be. This bait right here is my little baby. It's absolutely impossible to find another one of these right now, which is driving me insane because I like having, when I have something that I really, really like this bait right here, I like to have extras, and I do not have any extras. I can't even find an extra that's below like $150, and it retails for $60, by the way. So I'm not going to be throwing it until I get another one, just in case. I've done very, very well on this bait, guys. I only ended up fishing it for a month or so because I got it late in the season. But this is the DRT Tiny Clash. This color is pearl blue, as you guys can see, like a translucent purple color. It's really, really pretty color. Yeah, I've only used it for a month, and I've caught more fish on this bait than I have on all my other swim baits combined. It comes with one lip, this guy right here, that you can take in and take out. And you can actually end up buying a smaller lip and a larger lip, so the bait will be diving shallower, diving deeper than the standard lip right here. It comes with one tail that you can put in A mode or B mode, which is up or down, and that changes the action as well. And then you can buy this tail right here, the V tail, which I use mostly. Crazy erratic action with this tail right here. I've caught most of my fish using this tail and using no lip and having a little weight on it, so it sinks a little bit. But yeah, a lot of modifications you can do to this bait. I have a whole video on it explaining it kind of a little bit when I was fishing it. I'll link that down below as well. But that's probably my favorite bait currently that I have right now. But that's it for the whole fly bait middle section. We got one more section to go. This guy right here is a new addition as well. This is the Black Dog Bait G2 Shell Cracker, as you guys can see, in a ghost bluegill. Very nice color, imitates bluegill, imitates perch, imitates bass. Pretty much just a larger crankbait, as you guys can see. And I know a lot of guys do very well on it, so I had to get one, and I have yet to use it, but I will for sure get back to you on this bait right here. And I kind of forgot how much money I spent this winter, because I have yet to use this guy as well. This is the Bull Shad 4x4, I believe. I got it from Pro J's actually in Toronto. This is a limited edition custom color, I guess you could say. I don't think you guys will find this guy again. It's in a trout color. Usually just come in a bone color, but this was painted by Mike Buca, or his staff at least, into a trout color. It's a wake bait or subsurface bait. To be honest with you guys, I've yet to use it. I haven't really looked too much into it. I just picked it up because it looked cool and it was on sale. People have done very, very well on subsurface / wake baits in the areas that I fish for largemouth. So I figured this guy right here is going to be my new PB largemouth bait right here, which I cannot wait to use. But as you guys can see, it has a pretty big bill on it, and this hook down here is huge, just so you know the fish can actually get to it. But very, very nice bait. The bull shads are very, very popular in the States, at least. So of course I have to get one. I actually have another bull shad. This is the 6-inch, just regular bull shad. This is the slow sink, I believe. But I have yet to catch a fish on it. I have fished it before. I fished it in the fall. Just a little bit for half an hour or so. Very, very erratic action. You're supposed to reel really fast and then kind of kill it. So burn and kill, burn and kill. Great action for sure. I can guarantee you guys I'll be catching fish on this bait right here once bass open. And next, this is one of the pike baits I actually recently picked up. This is the Savage Gear Shine Glide, as you guys can see, in like a shad color. I upgraded the hooks for pike, but apparently it swims very, very well. It's relatively cheap, which is what I want for pike, because I know I'll be losing everything for pike, and that's kind of why I picked it up. I've yet to use it. It'll be on my boat this weekend for sure, and we'll see if we can catch some pike on it. And we have 3 more to go. We have ourselves a rat. This is the 50 size or 55 size. This is a 50 size Spro BBZ1 rat in a natural rat color. Yeah, has some marks on it and all that kind of stuff already. Has rattles or has a 1-knocker in it, and definitely going to be a good pike, good muskie, good bass bait for sure. And 2 more. We got some jackals left. We got the Jackal Ganter Rail. This is one of the most popular swim baits out there. Pretty much everyone has one. It's relatively It's priced relatively well for what you're getting. It's like a swim bait slash glide bait kind of profiled bait. As you guys can see, it's a blue color. This is RT Spawn Gill, I believe, and it took me a little bit to catch a fish on it, but once I did, I caught 3 back-to-back, and I was very, very satisfied. Very nice action to it for sure. I mean, everyone catches fish on a Ganter rail. You can't really argue with that. So that's right here. It's pretty much a staple in anyone's boat if they're fishing swim baits, of course. And last but not least, we have the bait that started it all. My very, very first swim bait that I threw. I was actually out with my buddy Matt. He was throwing some finesse baits. He was catching a bunch of smallmouth, bunch of largemouths, and I was throwing this guy in and around some grass, and we smashed him. It's a pretty epic video. Again, I'll leave that down below. I think I caught 4 or 5 fish in a couple hours span, which is pretty good. This is the Jackal Gantia. This is in, I don't know what color that is. It's more of like a chartreuse color. Kind of reminds me of a perch. But I'll just kind of swim it in and around grass, and we caught a lot of nice largemouth on this bait right here. This bait started it all for me. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. This bait, you guys can thank this bait for all the swim bait videos. And the only thing left in my box are some pails, some stainless steel leader material that I tie my trailer hooks with. We have some beast hooks in here. We have some extra swivels. We have some grenade weights that I use to weigh my swim baits down. And that's pretty much about it. So, yeah, that's what I'm going into the season with. It's a lot. Every bait in my box has its purpose, either largemouth, smallmouth, pike, you know, shallow water, deeper water, subsurface. So definitely everything's gonna be used this year. Just a matter of what's gonna catch fish in that moment and in that time. In an environment that I'm in. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Other than that, you guys can check out my Instagram, Ladybass Fishing. I'll be posting all the pictures of all the swim baits when I actually end up catching fish on it. But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.